Go.
One. Okay, welcome to New York. My name is Paulina. Over the next 2 hours, we're going to be exploring 400 years of action-packed history that has shaped one of the most influential cities in America and in the world. We are here in the oldest part of Manhattan, Bowling Green. It's one of the few places that the Dutch would actually recognize today. Everything else has completely transformed, so we're right at the core of where it all started. Over the next 2 hours, we're going to trace the steps of the Lenape Indians, who were the first to set foot here over 5,000 years ago. We're also going to see where the first president of the United States was inaugurated and see his first house right here on #1 Broadway. We'll take a look back at the 2001 September 11 attacks and see where some of the financial institutions of Wall Street were formed. So behind me, this is the National Museum of the American Indian. It is the fourth building to actually be here. The first was for Amsterdam, the second was a residence for Dutch governors, the third was a customs house, and finally it has made its way to commemorate the first people who walked this continent. The four statues represent continents. I'm sorry, Australia wasn't included, but we will start with Asia, represented as corrupt yet spiritual. We see the tiger representing religion. Next we have America, young and vigorous. We see the wheel of prosperity. We see that it's basically at the forefront. The Native Americans are in the background, showing that they are in the past. As you can see, racism was still a big factor in the 20th century. So we look at how Europe was represented as opposed to Africa, just sleeping and mysterious, and Europe revered for its naval power. Above, we have the 12 seafaring nations of the world represented. We have among them Denmark, Germany, which was renamed Belgium after World War I, and Rome, and some of the older countries like Greece as well. Finally, at the top, Mercury, the god of commerce, is perched. He represents just good trade and watching over the commerce that it takes place in the building. The American Indian Museum actually came here by way of controversy. In 1994, Congress passed a law to commemorate this museum because they discovered over 12,000 bodies in storage. So now, by a very windy way, the American Indians are finally commemorated. Let's take a look at the oldest park in New York, Bowling Green, where we will take a look at a longer version of the history that has taken place.